Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, April the 30th, and I've been up since s- I've been up since 7, even though my alarm went off at 6, and I just kind of rolled over and went back to sleep. But I can tell you this much: I've got a pretty good amount of sleep. I think because of Friday's events, I was able to, I don't know how you would put it, detox, unwind, let go, that kind of thing. And I think it's part of it was because the fact that me and Jerry finally had a nice, long, serious conversation about things that have been going on, things that have got me all wound up. Um, just basically, I unburdened myself. Um, Jerry had her, 2 cents to put in, which is fine because that's part of what I needed was a good conversation, not just my brain thinking, various thoughts or conversations that don't always happen. Yes, I'm drinking some pomegranate cherry juice. But I think the good thing about the conversation is I was able to get a lot of my thoughts and concerns and just all the things that have been going on because of the hospice people who come and go 4 days out of the week. They don't come in on weekends because I'm here to do most of what they're coming in here for, except for the one person who's, I'm not exactly sure what she is. I just call her a counselor she basically comes in and checks on our well-being, more on our mental well-being than our physical well-being. And of course, posing questions that I just I didn't want to deal with off the bat because like she's got a good couple years left. I mean, I can't say how many. I mean, 5, 6. I don't know. It depends. But she asks us questions of like, what's our plans? What do we want to do? Where are we going? Things like that. And then she turns around and talks to me and wants to ask like, what are your plans for the afterwards? What are you gonna do when Jerry passes? Things like that I'm like, don't really want to deal with right now because it's like I don't want to think about it, but it gets me thinking, and I'm like, well, I got several different plans, and one of them is depending on mom and her well-being depends on a whole lot because I mean I'm dealing with Jerry right now and her health, and I know mom's got back issues and she's got they diagnosed it and she's got some early forms or stages of dementia, I think mom said. But I'm like, okay, well, if and I don't even want to think about this, if Jerry outlives mom, which God only knows, because I mean she's had most of her family member living there up into their 90s, which is 10, 15 years away or something like that. We even had one of her aunts pass away like weeks before her 100th birthday. So my only concern with mom is her dementia, and I don't really want to put her into a home, but because of her veteran status due to my dad's career now in the Air Force, I don't know how much I can deal with. I don't want to live with her the rest of my life. I've been living with her on and off for 50 years. There was just the 2 years in Arizona, I tried to make it on my own. But because of my inability or my misunderstanding of financial aspects, I ended up moving back in with her, in with her at our house in Paradise Valley, and then we ended up moving back here to Missouri, and I was with her in Missouri for a couple of years, um, 5 years, something like that, 5 to 10 years, and then I moved to New York and stayed with Jerry and her family, and then Superstorm Sandy came, and we ended up moving back to Missouri in 2013. So I'm like, I worry about Mom because she's not a really good cook. I mean, she can cook basic items like brown some ground beef and throw a can of spaghetti in there, or make Spam sandwiches. Usually when I'm around, I'm the one cooking, except for a couple years in Arizona. But so it's like, well, Jerry dies. Well, what I said was, when Jerry dies, I want to get an RV and be able to work in Yellowstone, and then do winter times either in the Grand Canyon, or stay with Mom for the winter time just to make sure she's okay. But the thing is, with her health issues, it's like, most likely what's going to end up happening is I'm most likely going to be either living with Mom or living very close to Mom until she passes. And depending on my age and all that fun stuff, it depends on what I'm going to do afterwards. And I really don't have any thoughts for that, because one of the discussions that Joanne and I had last night was her big concern about me. She's concerned that because of my stress levels and whatnot, that I'm probably going to end up having a heart attack the day she passes away. Well, my thoughts on that is twofold. One, yes, I am high strung and having a buttload of stress. And if I do end up having a heart attack the day she passes, or the day after she passes, whatever, I look at it this way: maybe God wants us to be together forever, and if it's in His design, so be it. There's nothing we can do about it. And that's one of the things that she's concerned about, is my health. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate that, but there's only so much I can do to be not so stressful. I know that because of my stress, I'm eating more, and I've gained weight because of that eating, which I'm not exactly happy about. Granted, it's only been like 2 or 3 pounds, but still. And I kind of laughed at it, because it's like, well, let's see here. You're losing weight, I'm gaining weight. Maybe that's the balance. Maybe that's some sort of strange balance. I don't know. But, I mean, Jerry's been bouncing back and forth between, what she wants or what she feels like doing, or things like that. And sometimes I sit there and go, no, if anybody here is going to be psychotic or suicidal or anything like that, I'm the master. I've already gone through it 3 or 4 times. So, no, that's my ball field. Stay out of my ball field. But I'm like, well, it's really up to you what you want to do. I can't stop you. I can't force you. I will not. The only thing I will try to stop you doing is, something foolhardy and whatnot, because I can understand that she's tired of the pain, the constant, everyday pain that she deals with every day. I mean, literally every day. Her body hurts. I keep on trying to say, well, most of it is your body is trying to fight to heal. You've got a strong will to live. And I know the depression is starting to dig into you and starting to really screw with your head. But that's why I'm here, because I've gone through it. I know I kind of have an idea of what she's going through. And I try every day to encourage her not to think about it. Think about something else. Think about something positive. I mean, we just got done talking to like I said, I don't know what to call her, but I call her the counselor. We just got done talking about, both the counselor and the main medical person, that you want to go in July, you want to go to the doctor, which we're supposed to do, and get a new set of bone scans to see what's going on, since you've been off of treatment for 60 days, I think she said. And let's see what he says, and then talk to him about just getting the spine fixed so you can get up and start walking. Because the biggest thing that's keeping her from walking is that spine. That lower lumbar or mid lumbar vertebrae that had a tumor on it. And if that's working and the doctor says we can start getting you up and mobile, then we'll take the next step. Because her biggest hampering right now isn't just the factor of the doctor saying no pressure on the leg, but every time she goes to put on that brace, the brace is too big, because she's lost that much weight since they made and gave her the brace. Now, unless they can get her a newer brace that's smaller and easier to get in and out of, maybe she'll be able to get a little bit more mobile. I mean, even if she just gets up, gets in that rollator, and goes out into the living room or into her craft room to either finish sprucing it up or crafting or whatnot, that would be great. I understand her concerns about me. She understands my concerns about her. But the thing is like I said to her last night, we've got Medicaid. We can go anywhere in the country, and if you need to go see a doctor or something like that, we have the Medicaid to help us cover. So all we have to do is start saving money, or finding a way to earn money to put a down payment on an RV, and then decide what we're going to do from there. Now, what I did not say to her, because of the factor I just learned this last night after our conversation, or in between conversations, I should say, when I needed a break just to get my head back on, I talked to Mom. Mom said if we get an RV and we're not able to help pay for this house, Mom's going to put it up for sale so she can move into something smaller. Now, I know Jerry will have a fit, because the fact that means we would probably have to live in the RV 24/7. And I really don't see that happening. So I told Jerry, I want you to get better first. I want you to be able to start walking before you even think about the RV. I mean, we can think and we can look, but we can't get serious until you're better. Because I have no idea how she's going to get up and down the stairs to get into the RV with a walker. A cane, maybe. A walker, I highly doubt it. Now she was talking about, handicap accessible RVs. And I'm like, I don't know if they've got those out there. I really don't. But that's a discussion or a future issue, or a future thing to worry about. But I told her right now, I want you to be able to walk. I want you to be able to get stronger. I want you to be able to be healthy enough to even think about the RV. Because if we're out in the middle of nowhere and something happens, that means I have to get everything situated to drive her to a nearby hospital or something like that. But I'm starting to think more practical. I'm starting to think, look, RV is a great idea. We both want to do it. Don't know if it's going to happen. Don't know if it's going to happen because the fact that she needs to get healthy enough to be able to climb up and down into an RV or something along that line. Be able to enjoy getting out and doing stuff. Not just laying in bed or, anything like that, or having to deal with a back brace that is uncomfortable because it doesn't fit right. That kind of stuff. So it's like, okay. But we talked about our concern for each other, my health, her health, my stress levels, which her biggest fear is the day that she dies, my stress level is going to go through the roof or something like that and cause me to have a heart attack. I don't blame her because, walking from a place where I have to park my car to get into work, which 2 weeks, yay, 2 weeks from yesterday, maybe less. And I'll explain that in a second. But walking across, walking that distance, it wins me. It takes the breath out of me. It causes left side pains in my chest and shoulder and bicep region. And I'm like, no, because if it was going to be a heart attack, it would be on the right side, not the left side, unless my anatomy is different than most people. I don't know. But yeah, it's in 2 weeks, thereabouts, I will be done with the season and I will have the summer to do whatever, whether it's a part-time summer job, whether it's living off of temporary unemployment, which I know that even on temporary unemployment, you have to take an effort to look for a job, which I will do. First I'm going to take about a week to 2 weeks off just to detox. Jerry's suggestion, and I'm going to take it because that means I will be able to do whatever I want or whatever needs to be done throughout the 2 weeks. Whether I disappear for a couple of days just to be away from everything, or just sit back and read, play games, sit and talk with Jerry, whatever suits my fancy, even if it means I'm bored, I'm going to do something besides play games. Let's see, what little task can I do? Because I told Jerry, I don't think I need a whole 2 weeks to just detox. I think I need at least a couple of days to a week. Then after that, see how I feel. But I know me, I will get tired of just sitting around doing nothing when I'm looking around my house going, this could be done, that could be done, this could be done, this needs to be done, that should be done, blah, blah, blah. No. I'll start going, no, I need to start doing stuff. But that's because of my my hyperactivity and adult ADHD, and I can only sit back and do nothing for so much time before I go, no, I got to get up and do this stuff. Because if I don't do it, it's going to bug me in it. And if it bugs me too much, I'm not going to get sleep because I'm just, yeah. So I'm like, But on the subject of work, now, I haven't heard it directly from supervisors. I heard it from a coworker who has been there for 15 to 20 years, and said that sometimes, not always, but sometimes, certain departments get closed down earlier because lack of business. But she also told me, and I say she because most of the people I work with are women, except for maybe 5 or 6 guys out of the, I don't know how many workers we have there anymore. I lost count. I want to say a good 30 or more. So out of the 30 workers that work for the food service area, there's probably about 5 to 6 guys. So 25 women, which I have no problem working with anybody as long as there is a mutual respect. Which I think, I feel like we all respect each other. We might goof off, we might act more like family members, every so often there's a bickering issue or anyhow, but I was told sometimes because of where the last payday lands, they'll shut everything down the next day, because let's say we get paid on every other week, usually towards the end of the week, and don't know why, but Friday is always the first day of a new pay period. And we've got 2 more weeks. We just got paid, so a week from this coming Thursday, or 2 weeks from this past Thursday, might be our last day, and then we'll just come in. We'll either close up Wednesday and come in Thursday to clean. I literally spend the whole day cleaning our venues, our departments, or whatever. Probably everybody will go, and the people who are assigned to the different venues will go and clean up those venues, and then when they're done, help clean the kitchen, because everybody works in the kitchen. So it's the next 2 weeks are going to be interesting, because I have noticed, and I don't know if it was the weather on Thursday and Friday, which was kind of, Thursday was cold and cloudy, and then Friday was threatening rain. But I've noticed the last 2 weeks, past 2 weeks, I can see a diminish in people, customers. And then it's either this coming week, starting Monday, or the next Monday, which is the last week of class, or is it the last week of classes, or is it? No, okay, that's what it is. This coming week, they call it Hell Week, because it's literally, you're cramming for final exams, or you're doing final exams, and I was told that Hell Week, it's like DOA. It's very quiet, very dead. Don't know what's going to happen next week. I might come in next week and go and start my venue and have the supervisor go, don't, just bring it all back inside. You're going to be working inside. We're closing your venue until next season. Who knows? Which, if they do that, that would be good, because it would make it easier for me to clean up my department. So the next 2 weeks is like a whole lot of unknown at work, because it's the last 2 weeks. Next week is Hell Week, because of everybody cramming and spending more of their time studying. And then a week after that is finals. So I don't know what's going on that week. I might be closed for that week. Don't know. So there's a lot of unknowns coming up at work, because of it's the last 2 weeks of the season. I don't know if I need to take any days off. Jerry hasn't told me anything. I kind of hope not, because I don't. The last 2 weeks of the season, I don't really want to take off, because, one, I don't know what's going on, and two, I just it could be uber busy, or it could be uber dead, and I don't want to be out of work if it's going to be uber busy. So it's like, but it's going to be, the next 2 weeks I think are going to be very interesting, due to the factor of our Keep on using that word. The next 2 weeks are going to be kind of interesting due to what's going on. Hell Week, or dead. What is it? Did they call it Hell Week or did they call it Dead Week? I can't remember what she called it. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. It's just, it is what it is, and I'm trying to flow with it. I'm trying to work with it, but yeah. Then once school is done, it's going to be like, Jerry wants me to take 2 weeks before looking for a new job just to detox. I don't know if I want to take any time off or any time away from trying to get work because of needed income. So it's kind of like one of those. Yeah. Because at this point in time, parts of my body and mind are just like, no, take the 2 weeks off. Maybe take the whole summer off. Just look at your financials before you decide to take the whole summer off, because if your financials are weak or, not going to be enough to sustain the income that we need, it's either I need to start. Well, I'm pretty sure that once I'm off work, I will be doing vlogs daily and possibly do a couple live videos just to supplement the income. And I'm hoping that once Jerry gets her back taken care of, she'll start doing more crafting videos and more upbeat videos instead of laying in bed and doing videos or whatever. So neither one of us did a video last night because not that either one of us was so agitated we couldn't think straight, but due to the heavy-handed conversations we were having, I didn't want to do a video, and she didn't feel up to doing a video either. And I thought that was best, because a lot of times when either one of us are upset because of one thing or another, especially towards each other, our vlogs, our videos can be downright painful. So I thought it best, at least in my opinion or my mind, I thought it was best not to do a video, just because I didn't want to say anything that I might end up regretting and having to take the video down because of the harmful nature it might have been. And besides that, who said it best? Somebody, I can't remember who said it. I don't know if it was somebody famous or somebody I knew or a family member said. Well, the one of them I heard was haste makes waste. The other one was about thinking clearly. If you can't think with a clear head, don't say or do anything. So, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't do a video last night, because I did not have a clear head. But anyhow, it is Saturday. It is the weekend. Now, I have to do my usual weekend stuff, which is laundry. Otherwise, I will not have any clean uniforms for the week ahead. I have desires and plans to try to clean up a little bit. Well, I'm going to try to finish up in here, but I don't know, because I have to run out and get some groceries and whatnot from Aldi's, because of things that we need that are either cheaper or better at Aldi's. I had to do a pickup this morning from Walmart for just basic items. I was like, I'm not even going to do a video on this stuff, because most of the stuff is every time we go shopping, it's basically the same purchase. The only thing different was, well, let me just tell you this much. The shopping order was at 8 o'clock this morning. And when I looked at my phone, it told me that certain things were out of stock. So I made note of it. And after I picked up the groceries, I ran into Walmart to try to find and see if they had any of the things that they said were out of stock, that were still on the shelf, but just not enough to give out for pickups. Well, the only thing that I could not find that I wanted to get, because I thought they were a little bit more important than not looking, was Jerry Ann's chocolate vanilla pudding, like layer of chocolate, layer of vanilla, and then another layer of chocolate. They were definitely out of those, but they had my banana yogurt. Well, I grabbed one banana yogurt, and I was thinking the other ones that were behind that one banana yogurt was more banana. So I didn't even look at it. I just grabbed it and threw it in my little basket. And I got one or two little items that were not even on our list because, well, I like getting one of these every so often, even though they're a little pricey. And I got a bag of apples that were peeled and cored. So all I have to do is basically grab a handful of apples, put it in a little bowl, and then it's a healthy snack. And I know I can handle chewing on apples. I just don't like peeling or coring them because they either take off too much of the meat with the peel, or I don't line the corer up just right, so I mess up. So I figured that would be a healthy snack for me or Jerry. I mean, if Jerry wants some apples, I can get her a small bowl full. They're not individually packaged. They're just a big bag with apple slices. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can get something to snack on instead of snacking on chips and whatnot. Lo and behold, of course, I also had to go to Walgreens for medical supplies. I swear, medical supplies are getting harder to find and more expensive each time. But I had to pick up an order at Walgreens. So when I got home, I was unpackaging everything, and the bag that was mine that I got that was not part of the pickup, I was like, this is not banana. And I looked at it going, what kind of flavor is this? It's basically creme brulee yogurt. And I'm like, well, I like creme brulee, so let's give it a whirl, But then I was putting everything away from the order package, and I'm like, the pickup order. I'm like, wait a minute, they said they were out of this stuff. It's here. So now I got 8 yogurts. Or not 8, 8 yogurts. No. She got me 6. 8 yogurts plus the one I still had in the refrigerator. They had everything that they basically said was not available except for the pudding. Jerry's sugar-free vanilla chocolate pudding. So I'm like, okay. All right. No big deal. I mean, it will get consumed. But as I'm putting it away, and this is not a complaint. This is just, I have to go and I have to rearrange stuff. But anyhow, as I was putting away, I'm like, holy Christmas, we're overflowing. Because it needs to be organized. The pantry needs to be organized. The refrigerator needs to be organized. The freezer needs to be reorganized. Which is something that needs to be done like every other month or so, because trying to put stuff away as quickly as possible so we don't have meltdown. Myself or Mom will just put it wherever we can and hope it doesn't fall out. But there was one thing that Jerry got me that she told me about last night, and I didn't remember it until this morning when I pulled the bag out of the groceries and went, oh, that's right. It's a Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored popcorn. I love cinnamon. I love cinnamon on toast. The Cinnamon Toast cereal, the only thing that gets me about that is it gets soggy too fast. So I feel like I'm pigging out when I go to eat that kind of cereal because it gets too soggy too quick for me, and I'm like, but I figured, hey, cinnamon toast flavored on popcorn. Okay, I'll try it. And then Jerry got herself soft baked, chewy Chips Ahoy Reese's peanut butter flavor. Now I don't know if that means it has Reese's Pieces in it instead of chocolate chips or what. But I'm like, they're not sugar free. Jerry should not be eating this stuff. Jerry's on the ledge or edge, however you want to put it, of does she want to just stop the whole treatment and see how long she lasts and go follow her dreams, which is basically road tripping and maybe a trip to Cyprus, because she has contact with families in Cyprus, and one of her father's cousins looks just like her father, but skinnier and taller. And she would love to go out there and meet him. And I'm not interested in the Mediterranean, so it's kind of like one of those. Let's do a European trip. We'll go down to Cyprus. We'll see your family. We'll go up to places I have not been, unless you want to go through Germany, and see the sights in Ireland, Scotland. I have not been to the UK or anywhere in that area. I'd love to go see. I mean, I've seen beautiful pictures of Norway, but I've never been there. I'd like to go through Germany to see what they did to how big Altley may be, or the location of the old military airbase Han that the military decommissioned and gave it to the locals, and they turned it into a municipal airport. There's places I'd love to go see again. But the only place that I remember seeing in Germany that I do not want to do again is Berg-Eltz. Because to get to Berg-Eltz is a nice steep roadway going into Berg-Eltz, because people still live there. Descendants of the original owners of Berg-Eltz still live there with, the people who work there that give tours and help keep the fortified. It's basically a fortified town. It's not even considered a castle. It's considered a fortified town that looks like a castle. But to get out of Berg-Eltz, you have to take that same steep hill upwards. And my mom nicknamed it Cardiac Hill, because it's a pretty good climb. And if you have health conditions, maybe you can get a ride into Berg-Eltz instead of walking. But I'd love to go back to see Koblenz and Kokum and what's that other castle? Koblenz, Berg-Eltz, Kokum, Zell. Various cities that I remember off the Rhine River, or not the Rhine River, the Mosel River. But these are all wish list, bucket list type ideas and things, and God only knows if it's going to happen. And I was thinking to myself, if Jerry doesn't get the chance to go see some of the places that she wanted to see, just here in the States even, that what I might do is like, let the various family members have a vial or whatnot of her ashes, and just take the rest of her ashes, or take a vial of ashes myself and hang it up from the rear view mirror or whatnot of whatever vehicle I'm traveling around in, so Jerry will be with me to see the sights that I didn't even get to go see. Or not that I didn't go see, but she didn't get to go see. I'm not worried about myself, because there's some places she's interested in. I was like, I don't know how to get there. Well, I don't know if she wanted to see the Alaskan, like an Alaskan cruise from Washington State to along the coastline of Alaska and then back down Seattle, someplace. I don't know if it goes straight from Seattle to Juneau, but I remember reading something that there's a cruise line that takes you up. You go up the Canadian coastline, you stop somewhere in Canada for a short period of time, then you go to Juneau, then you go up the Alaskan coastline to a spot where you can see icebergs break off. Get to take I think they stop in Juneau. You can take a separate boat for the day and go whale watching. And then come back to your cruise that evening and spend the evening in Juneau for dinner or whatnot. Or just get back on the boat and stay on the boat and not have to worry about leaving the boat. And then the cruise liner will take you a little bit further up, down the peninsula, that set of islands off the southwestern coast of Alaska, and then you spend like 2 or 3 days at sea going from the peninsula of Alaska back to Seattle. And for one person, it's like, I forgot what the price was, but it was pretty hefty. It was like $15,000 to $20,000, and I'm like, I don't think I'll be able to do that, but I would love to. I'd also like to see the Oregon coastline. They say that's a very beautiful area. Portland, Oregon, down to the redwoods of California. Probably try to cut over from California to stop into Arizona to visit my family there. One of the things that we wanted to do with an RV is go hopscotching around the country to various locations for meet and greets, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that in her lifetime. Me, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I might take a sabbatical and take a month away from everything and just get out of Dodge and just go places where I have family that I don't. I've got family in Colorado that I only met once that I can remember in my lifetime, and that was a couple years back with one of our family members turned 80, and we all got together and celebrated. And I met a bunch of people from Colorado that are family, and a handful of people from Texas that's family, and I don't remember names and whatnot, which is kind of like sad, but still at the same time, it's like, okay, you're the family members from Colorado. What was your father's name again? I can't remember which is which and where they are, and the one family member with his I can't remember if he's still alive or not. They're from Colorado. The father was a sheriff or something, worked with the PD. I don't remember if he was sheriff or not. I don't even remember what part of Colorado. If it was northern Colorado or southern Colorado. I thought they said Boulder, but I might be wrong. I'd have to get a hold of my one cousin who has all that information and say, hey, can I get the contact information for the family in Colorado? Because I'd like to be able to go up there and see them and visit with them for a while. But I am not 100% sure, but I think that I will have most of the people that know Jerry Ann's support after she passes. I mean, Julie has said, "Hey, yeah, come on down and visit. You know, if you're going to do the Yellowstone to Grand Canyon thing after she dies, stop in and visit for a little while." Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure Lisa and them down in Texas won't mind me visiting if I decide to visit and keep in touch with them. See, I have a hard time keeping in touch with people because, in fact, I'm so used to every 3 years moving to a different location and losing contact with everybody I knew. So it's kind of like one of those, this is going to be a new thing because it's not that I don't want to talk to people or anything like that. I'm just not one of those people who are in constant contact. I mean, it will be new if Lisa or Julie or Alicia or Janie try to keep in contact with me because it's like, oh, wow, yeah, I wasn't expecting your phone call, but thanks. Hey, what's going on? I don't know. Either that or I'm going to turn into the introvert that I was and go, I don't want to deal with people. No, I've gotten hurt too many times because of dealing with people. See, I don't know. There's a lot of things that have changed in the last 24 years. This is what, 2022? We got married in 2000. Yeah, 24 years. I mean, granted, for almost a year, or not a year, but several months, I had contact with Jerry via, this is how old I am. Jay and I first started having contact when AOL had chat rooms. Remember the old AOL chat rooms? AOL chat rooms and MySpace, and all before Yahoo became a big thing. And I remember back when internet was dial tone. Yeah, that one sound that us old people know and hate. The sound of the computer trying to connect to the internet. So, connect, damn it, connect. Nowadays, there's no sound. It's just a little Wi-Fi signal with a X through it, not a cross line through it. I'm sorry, we cannot connect to your website because, in fact, your Wi-Fi signal is for crap. Yeah. That's my thing. It's not that I want to lose myself in the woods, but I want to be able to basically lose myself technically or digitally, so I don't have people bugging me in the middle of my sabbatical or something like that, because it's like, look, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I got a piss poor Wi-Fi signal, and I'm not that I'm ignoring you. It's just I came out here so I wouldn't be bothered. I can reconnect to nature and ground myself, and sorry. Oh shoot, this is 50 minutes long. Well, back to the quick nitty gritty. After a nice long conversation with Jerry last night, we're back to, I wouldn't say square one or back to normal. There's no such thing as normal in life anymore. I mean, I can't even get used to I'm 8 months later, and I'm still trying to get used to the normal of Jerry Ann's condition. I mean, it's simple. Everything that's been going on lately is literally an ever-evolving or ever-changing situation. It's like a river. You can have nice calm patches of river for miles, days, whatever, and then all of a sudden you hit the whitewater rapids and everything's in turmoil and just going crazy, and you don't know which way is which, and you're just trying to keep yourself from flipping the boat and drowning or stuff like that. And it's the way life is now. It's just an ever evolving, ever changing riverway. I mean, rivers start out as a narrow little stream, and then they become these big, wide, gaping waterways. And then there's areas where it's calm and cool, and nothing's wrong, and everything's going as smoothly as, smooth as it can be. And then you either get whitewater rapids, or you get a rough patch of water that's being blown by the winds of change, and you're struggling. All we can do right now is ride the water, try to keep each other safe, try to keep each other from going nuts, trying to deal with the turbulence of life as it is, and hope for the best. Yeah, I had 3 different drinks. I had a little bit of coffee and a little bit of the pomade, and I wanted to drink the pomade first because it's, I don't know, it's just me. But anyhow, I know I'm going to be on here tomorrow and doing this again tomorrow morning, and we'll see what happens over the next 24 hours or so. So until next time, you guys know what to do down here. Thumbs up if you like the vlog. Questions or comments about this particular video in the comment box. And if you're new to my channel and choose to join for whatever reason, maybe you're a spouse or a family member of somebody that you're trying to take care of that has cancer. I may not be the best person to talk to you about that with advice, because every situation is different. Jerry's situation is different than the next person, because maybe maybe another person who has stage 4 kidney cancer, maybe it started in the kidney and did its normal routine, which is kidney, lungs, and then bones. Jerry, thank God, it never got into her lungs, because once it gets into your lungs, that's when things are worse than what I'm dealing with, or what Jerry's dealing with. But still, maybe we can, support each other in our journey with our spouse or family member who has cancer. I know there's a couple of my viewers who have dealt with family members who has cancer, or they had cancer themselves and put it into remission and never had to deal with it again. I don't know everybody's life story when it comes to a health problem like that, because not a lot of people want to talk about it. A lot of people want to eternalize it and keep it inside, not show the world that they have cancer, because they don't want help, sympathy, I don't know. But it is what it is, and everybody's different. Not even the doctor will tell you that there are no real hardcore textbook cases. There are some textbook cases out there, but even the doctors know that not every case is the same. That's what they told us, and we understand, because I'm not your typical textbook situation where you can just toss the textbook at me and going, hey, yeah, we can fix it because of the textbook. No. I've proven on multiple times you can take that textbook, throw it out the window, and write a whole new book. But that's just because I'm wacky. But anyhow, I hope to see you guys or hear from you guys. I hope hopefully you will come back and enjoy. Never can tell what the subject matter is going to be from day to day, because tomorrow, Sunday, I could be doing religious readings or discussions. Or I can just want to talk about what happened Saturday night. Don't know. So, anyhow, I will see you guys later. Hopefully you have a good weekend. Bye.